Gladiator is fantastic. It's got powerful storytelling, unforgettable characters, and epic battles that keep you glued to the screen the whole time. Meanwhile, Sword Art Online is a total dumpster fire. The story is a mess. The characters are flat and boring, and every episode drags on, making it feel like torture to sit through. If you're looking to be entertained, watch Gladiator because Sword Art Online deserves a thumbs down. If you want to have your vengeance against Sword Art Online and the Sword Art Online fans in this life or the next, make sure to subscribe because there are plenty more Sword Art Online hate videos coming your way. Let's take a look at why Gladiator echoes in eternity while Sword Art Online should be forgotten in time. Afterwards, I'll show you another awesome Russell Crowe movie.
Very few movies have the ability to change an entire genre, but Gladiator did just that, quickly becoming a key film in modern cinema. When it was released in 2000, it not only grabbed audiences' attention, but also transformed the historical epic genre, leaving a lasting mark on the film industry. Directed by Ridley Scott and featuring Russell Crowe as Maximus, Gladiator brought new life to the genre and set a higher standard for character development and emotional storytelling. In this video, we'll look at how Gladiator influenced other historical epics, encouraging filmmakers to focus on deeper characters and richer stories, an impact that still resonates today. Historical epics were once very popular, with classics like Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, and Spartacus leading the way. These films were known for their large sets and grand stories, but over time the genre became less popular because production costs went up. Many epics that tried to recreate ancient worlds or mythological stories struggled to find success. They often focused too much on visuals and didn't connect with viewers on an emotional level, making it harder for them to appeal to modern audiences. By the 1990s, studios were more interested in action blockbusters, and historical epics faded into the background. This is where Gladiator stood out. It not only embraced the epic scope of ancient times, but also brought a fresh approach. Gladiator made the ancient world feel relevant again, proving that with the right mix of story and spectacle, historical epics could once again captivate audiences. Gladiator didn't just entertain. It also won several awards, including the Oscar for Best Picture, showcasing its quality and depth, which resonated with both audiences and critics alike. After the success of Gladiator, many filmmakers jumped on the historical epic trend, creating movies that captured grand battles and powerful stories from the past. Films like Troy brought to life the legendary conflict of the Trojan War, while Alexander explored the journey of the famous conqueror. 300 offered a stylized look at the Battle of Thermopylae, and Kingdom of Heaven, also directed by Ridley Scott, took viewers to the time of the Crusades. Each of these films aimed to recreate the excitement and drama that Gladiator had achieved, showcasing epic tales of heroism, conflict, and adventure. Gladiator boasts impressive production values, featuring breathtaking visuals and practical effects that immerse viewers in the world of ancient Rome. The battle scenes are not only intense but also incredibly realistic, vividly capturing the chaos and excitement of gladiatorial combat. This remarkable combination demonstrated that thrilling visuals could coexist with rich emotional storytelling. As a result, other filmmakers took notice, sparking a resurgence of historical epics eager to replicate the success of Gladiator. One of the best aspects of Gladiator is its complex hero Maximus, who deals with loss, honor, and revenge, making it both relatable and memorable. This focus on character development inspired other movies to explore their heroes' motivations and struggles more deeply, as seen in Troy with Brad Pitt's Achilles. Achilles embodies both strength and vulnerability. Like Maximus, Achilles' emotional turmoil adds depth, sparking a trend of character-driven storytelling in historical epics. These movies picked up on the emotional stakes that Gladiator introduced, using honor and revenge to drive their own stories. Gladiator's impact extends beyond just movies. It also influenced several TV shows like Spartacus and Those About to Die, which draw heavily from the storytelling style and themes established by Gladiator. They capture the same blend of intense drama, complex characters, and epic battles. Spartacus and Those About to Die feature characters that face similar moral dilemmas and struggles for power, echoing Maximus's journey. These shows have taken the groundwork laid by Gladiator and expanded on it, creating rich narratives that keep audiences engaged. As we look to the future, it raises an interesting question. What new stories will emerge in the historical epic genre, and how will they continue to evolve in a world where audiences crave both excitement and meaningful narratives? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Gladiator has paved the way for many more epic tales to come. Recently, historical epic films have had mixed success. While some like Oppenheimer have excelled, grossing nearly $1 billion worldwide, others have struggled. Ridley Scott's Napoleon faced challenges due to its length and niche appeal. Other historical epics like Exodus, Gods and Kings also struggle to find success, indicating that the genre is not consistently reliable at the box office. It often depends on the combination of star power, direction, and narrative appeal to broader audiences. However, there's renewed hope for the historical epic genre with Gladiator 2. Will Gladiator 2 have the same game-changing effect as the original? It's hard to say for sure, but the early buzz suggests it might. People are calling it Oscar-worthy and saying it's an awesome watch. Fans are excited to return to ancient Rome, especially with the original Gladiator still holding a special place in people's minds. With Ridley Scott back in the director's chair, and some familiar characters making a return, there's a lot of of anticipation and curiosity about how the sequel will continue the story. If Gladiator 2 can deliver the same mix of intense action, emotional drama, and strong storytelling that made the first movie a classic, it could spark a renewed interest in historical epics. The success of this sequel might even inspire a fresh wave of movies in the genre, potentially bringing these kinds of grand historical stories back into the spotlight. There are so many interesting moments in history that could make great movies. Events filled with drama, adventure, and human struggle have shaped our world in powerful ways. These moments can teach us important lessons about courage, hope, and the human spirit, making them perfect for the big screen. How do you think Gladiator has influenced your favorite historical movies or shows? Do you see its impact in any recent movies or series? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on historical epics. How much of Gladiator and Gladiator 2 is rooted in real history? Let's dig into both films to uncover which characters are inspired by actual Roman history and which are pure Hollywood storytelling. Maximus isn't based on a real person, but he's inspired by several historical figures from ancient Rome. Maximus is similar to Spartacus, the famous gladiator who led a large slave revolt, and Marcus, known as Macrinus, a general who was close to Marcus Aurelius. Interestingly, in the first draft of the script, Maximus was named Narcissus, after the wrestler and personal trainer who killed Commodus in real life. Commodus was a real historical figure. He co-ruled as emperor with his father Marcus Aurelius from 177 AD and became sole emperor after Marcus died in 180 AD. Commodus was known for his erratic and cruel behavior. His fondness for gladiatorial combat was unusual, as it was unheard of for emperors to actually participate in the arena. Commodus would fight, often with an unfair advantage, and stylize himself as Hercules. In Gladiator, Commodus kills his father to seize power, but this is fictional. Historically, Marcus Aurelius died of natural causes, likely from a plague, and had already chosen Commodus to succeed him. There's no historical evidence of foul play on Commodus' part regarding his father's death. The movie depicts Commodus' dramatic death in the Colosseum at the hands of Maximus. In reality, Commodus was killed in his bath by Narcissus after a conspiracy involving key members of his inner circle, who were desperate to end his tyrannical rule. Furthermore, the death of Commodus didn't bring immediate peace to Rome. Instead, it led to a chaotic period known as the Year of the Five Emperors. Several different leaders fought for control of the empire. Lucilla was a real historical figure, the daughter of Marcus Aurelius and Faustina the Younger. She married Lucius Verus, who co-ruled with her father, and they had several children. Over time, Lucilla's relationship with her brother Commodus grew more and more strained, leading her to get involved in a plot to assassinate him in 182 AD. When the attempt failed, Commodus ordered her execution. Because of this, Lucilla wouldn't be alive during the time the movie takes place. Marcus Aurelius was a real historical figure. He was a Roman emperor who ruled from 161 to 180 AD, and is best known as one of the last 5 good emperors, a title given to a series of emperors known for their effective leadership, wise governance, and relatively peaceful transitions of power. He's also renowned for his philosophical writings, particularly his work Meditations, which reflects his Stoic beliefs and provides insights into his thoughts on duty, virtue, and the nature of life. Antonius Proximo isn't a real historical figure, but his character reflects the real dynamics of ancient Roman gladiatorial culture, where trainers and managers were key in shaping gladiators' careers. Senator Gracchus isn't a real historical figure, but his name and role are likely based on the Gracchi brothers, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus, who were real figures in ancient Rome. They were known for their social reforms and efforts to address issues like land distribution and the rights of the common people during the late Roman Republic. Both Juba and Hagen are entirely fictional characters created for the film. While they don't directly reference any specific historical figures, their backgrounds reflect the ethnic diversity and variety within the Roman gladiatorial world. Cicero is a fictional character, but he shares a name with the famous Roman statesman and philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero, who was known for his oratory skills and writings. Quintus is loosely inspired by Quintus Aemilius Latus, the commander of the Praetorian Guard under Emperor Commodus. Tigris of Gaul isn't based on a real historical figure. He's the only undefeated gladiator, but in real life, a few gladiators in Roman history are believed to have retired undefeated. Lucius is based on a real historical figure, the son of Lucilla and Lucius Verus. However, the real Lucius died young, likely before reaching adulthood, and well before Commodus became emperor, so he wouldn't have been alive during the time of the movie. Lucius never became a gladiator, nor did he fight in the Colosseum. It's also revealed in Gladiator 2 that Maximus is Lucius's father, but in reality this isn't true. Lucius was played by Spencer Treat Clark in the first Gladiator movie, but for Gladiator 2 the role was given to Paul Mescal. The director Ridley Scott wanted a younger actor for the part. Spencer isn't upset about the change. In fact, he's really looking forward to the movie. Marcus Acacius isn't based on a real person. The name itself appears in various historical records, but no significant military figures from the same period are widely recognized. Gaeta is based on a real historical figure. Publius Septimius Gaeta was the younger brother of Caracalla, and the son of Emperor Septimus Severus. Born into a powerful family, Gaeta and Caracalla had a complicated relationship. After their father's death, the brothers struggled for control of the empire. This rivalry ultimately led to Gaeta's assassination in 211 AD. Caracalla is based on a real historical figure, Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, Maximus, commonly known as Caracalla, was a Roman emperor who ruled from 198 to 217 AD. He's often remembered for his brutal reign, and for implementing significant changes during his time in power. Macrinus is based on a real historical figure. Marcus Opelius Macrinus was a Roman emperor who ruled from 217 to 218 AD. He came to power after the assassination of Emperor Caracalla, and is notable for being the first emperor who was not a senator before his ascension. And there you have it. We've explored the fascinating connections between the characters in Gladiator and Gladiator 2, and their real-life inspirations. Whether you're a fan of the epic battles or the deep personal stories, knowing the truth behind these characters adds a whole new layer to the films. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more exciting content. If you have any ideas for future videos, feel free to share them below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
As you can see, Gladiator is miles ahead of Sword Art Online. Gladiator has solid writing, memorable characters, and scenes that keep you hooked the whole way through. Sword Art Online is nothing but a boring dumpster fire, messy plot, flat characters, and no real excitement. If you're looking for a story that's worth your time, skip Sword Art Online and go for Gladiator. Additionally, here's another awesome Russell Crowe movie you should check out.
After a road rage incident, Rachel finds herself to be the target of a mentally unstable man named Tom Cooper. Tom plans to get revenge on Rachel and her loved ones, so a deadly game of cat and mouse ensues. If you were in Rachel's position, what should you do? How can you defeat Tom and survive? In this video, I'll break down the unhinged movie, explain all the mistakes made, see if I can make better decisions than the characters, and ultimately try to beat Tom Cooper. Let's get started. The movie begins with Tom breaking into his ex-wife's house during the middle of the night. He then kills her and her boyfriend with a hammer. Instead of directly confronting an intruder, there are several other things you should do during a break-in. Running away, hiding, and or calling the police are all much better options. Some houses even have safe rooms or panic rooms, which are specifically built for break-ins. Tom made a lot of noise when he broke the door down, so the people inside the house should have had enough time to react and quickly call the police. Tom sets the house on fire and drives away as it explodes. After the opening credits, we meet Rachel Flynn, who's a newly divorced single mother. She drives her son, Kyle, to school during rush hour traffic. Rachel is running late and she honks her horn at a truck driver who failed to go through a green light. It just so happens that Tom is driving the truck. Tom catches up to Rachel and apologizes to her. He also asks for an apology back, but Rachel refuses. Instead, she yells at Tom and says that she has nothing to apologize for. This is the stupidest decision ever. Responding to another angry driver will just escalate the situation and make things much, much worse. Don't even make eye contact with a road rager. Simply ignoring Tom should have been the best option here. There are also a bunch of other ways to avoid this scenario. For example, Rachel should have better planning skills. If she actually set her alarm, then she wouldn't have woken up late and she wouldn't have been in such a big rush. Since Rachel was late, she shouldn't have wasted more time changing into a different outfit. I doubt the other drivers really care what you're wearing. Rachel can also check Google Maps before leaving. It has a live traffic map, so she could have seen where the traffic is and driven a different path. You don't always have to take the same route every day. Furthermore, Kyle could just take the bus to school instead of needing his mom to drive him. Moreover, we see that it's nearly 9 a.m. and schools usually start around 7 or 8 a.m. So Kyle was going to be late to school. Might as well have just called in sick instead of going to school tardy and missing half the day. If Rachel really felt like responding to Tom, then apologizing and showing remorse would be the smarter choice. Sometimes you have to swallow your pride and let the other person win, even if you did nothing wrong. Rachel isn't completely in the clear though. She's also at fault here, since she shouldn't have honked so aggressively at Tom. All you have to do is tap your horn lightly to get another driver's attention. This whole movie could have probably been avoided if Rachel just apologized to Tom. Tom gets angry and threatens Rachel. At this point, I would take Tom's license plate and call the police. As we saw in the news broadcast in the earlier scene, the police are already on the lookout for a gray pickup truck. Rachel has a working phone, so I don't know why she doesn't do anything. Tom chases Rachel, but she manages to lose him. If you're being chased by someone in a car, an easy way to lose them would be to drive to the nearest police station or go to another public place with a lot of witnesses. Rachel drops Kyle off at school, then plans to go meet her friend and divorce lawyer Andy at a diner. On the way there, Rachel stops for some gas. Tom is able to somehow find Rachel at the gas station. This movie takes place in New Orleans, Louisiana, and there are numerous gas stations in the city. So it's pretty convenient how Tom found the exact gas station where Rachel is at. Rachel should really call the police now, or just have the cashier do it. Instead, another customer walks out with Rachel and he gets Tom's license plate. He also tries to stop Tom from going after Rachel. However, Tom rams him with his truck. Then he gets hit and killed by another car. Again, directly confronting a road rager is not a good idea. People will do bad things in the heat of the moment. I don't know why it's so difficult for the characters in the movie to call the police and have them deal with the problem. Tom also took Rachel's phone in her car when she was inside the gas station's convenience store. Wait, so Rachel doesn't even lock her car? Why would Rachel leave her phone in the car? Why not take your phone with you? I don't see a good reason why anyone would just leave their phone in the car when they go into a store. This whole movie could have been avoided if Rachel wasn't so careless. If you're going to leave your phone in the car, then at least hide it so people can't see it. Rachel just left her phone out in the open, so she's pretty much asking to get robbed. Tom aggressively pursues Rachel. As stated before, if you're being followed, then you should drive to the nearest police station or another crowded public place. Tom uses his truck to repeatedly hit Rachel's car. Rachel tries to get another driver's attention, but nothing works. However, Rachel could have tried honking her horn. Rachel causes an accident by driving into a one-way street. Instead of driving away, Rachel should have stayed at the scene of the accident. If you cause an accident and then drive away, you could get arrested and face serious criminal charges. Tom uses Rachel's phone to find Andy's location. Rachel should have a passcode on her phone. Your personal information and bank account details are all on your phone. So if it gets stolen, then other people will have access to all that. Rachel doesn't even do a good job hiding her phone in the car. So I'm surprised that it hasn't been stolen before. If you're not going to use a passcode, then at least use Touch ID or Face ID. Tom goes to visit Andy at the diner and pretends to be an old friend of Rachel. Tom puts a burner phone in Rachel's car and calls it with Andy's phone. Rachel is about to warn Andy that Tom is dangerous, but Tom takes Andy's phone and kills Andy by stabbing him in the neck with a knife. Tom did this at a public diner, so it's hard to believe that nobody called the police immediately or did anything else to stop the murder. Rachel should use the burner phone to call the police now. She knows exactly where Tom is. Rachel could have also called her service provider and told them her phone was stolen. Wireless providers will shut off the service to stolen phones. Additionally, we know that Rachel has a Find My Phone app on her phone, and so she can track where it is. The app can even erase all the data on your phone. Tom walks out of the diner and drives away. Tom calls Rachel again, but she shouldn't respond. It's only going to worsen everything. Tom forces Rachel to pick someone else to kill. She chooses herself, but it doesn't work, so Rachel picks her former boss who just fired her in the morning. However, Tom goes to Rachel's house instead, where her brother Fred and his fiancée Mary are at. Fred tries to approach Tom with a kitchen knife. As mentioned at the beginning, you shouldn't confront an intruder. It's not going to end well. Fred should have called the police right away after seeing the truck parked outside and noticing the break-in. Tom kills Mary by repeatedly stabbing her with the kitchen knife. Fred shouldn't have let Tom get close to him. In the meantime, Rachel picks up Kyle from school. I honestly think that it would be much safer if Kyle stayed in school. The police were coming to the school, and schools usually have drills or other procedures to protect students against violent intruders. We've already seen how irresponsible Rachel is, so I'm sure that the school can do a much better job at keeping Kyle safe. Rachel would also be a lot safer if she stayed at the school. Tom ties Fred up and sets him on fire just as a police officer arrives at the house. Tom escapes, but the officer is able to shoot him in the shoulder. Tom calls Rachel again, but she shouldn't pick up. All Rachel is doing is perpetuating this situation. Rachel throws the phone on the ground and shatters it. She plans to drive to the police station. Kyle realizes that Tom is using Rachel's tablet to track her location. Rachel should have suspected this much earlier since Tom knew that Rachel was at the school. Why did she not try searching the car to find the tablet? Kyle was able to find it pretty quickly. If Rachel found the tablet, it would even the playing field since she would know where Tom is as well. And how did Tom have time to take Rachel's phone and tape her tablet to the bottom of the seat at the gas station without anyone noticing? Kyle then uses the tablet to track Tom's location. It turns out he's right in front of them in a stolen minivan. Where did Tom even get the keys to that minivan? It was the neighbor's minivan, so I don't know how Tom got the keys. Anyway, Rachel drives near a police car, and Kyle tries to get the officer's attention. However, Tom hits the police car, and it causes a massive car crash. Kyle uses the tablet to call 911, but the police can't do anything at the moment since they're all responding to the accident. If police are all going to the accident, then it would be best to turn around and wait near the accident where all the police are. The tablet runs out of battery, so Rachel and Kyle are on their own. This is why you should have a spare charger in your car. Also, why doesn't Kyle have his own phone? He's 15 years old. Most kids get their first phone when they're 10 years old. If Kyle did have a phone, he would have used that to call the police. Rachel drives to her mother's house while Tom follows her. This is not a smart decision. As touched upon earlier, driving to the nearest police station would be better. Rachel and Kyle arrive at the house. Kyle hides inside and turns on the silent alarm while Rachel rams into Tom with her mom's car. You shouldn't mimic things that happened in Fortnite. It would be better if Rachel and Kyle both hid inside the house and waited for the police. Tom is much bigger and stronger than Rachel, so trying to fight him alone isn't going to work out. Tom survives and attacks Rachel. He seemingly knocks her out and goes inside the house to find Kyle. Kyle could have tried setting up a bunch of traps inside the house, like what Kevin McAllister did in Home Alone. Tom doesn't find anything and is about to walk back outside, but Kyle accidentally makes a noise and reveals his hiding spot. Rachel comes into the house to hide with Kyle, but Tom finds them both. Why would Rachel go to Kyle's hiding spot? She just showed Tom where they both were hiding. Rachel should have picked somewhere else to hide. And how did Rachel get to Kyle before Tom? Tom drags Rachel and Kyle into the bedroom. He begins to choke Kyle to death with a cord, but Rachel stabs Tom in the eye with a pair of scissors. She then kicks the scissors deeper into his eye socket and finally kills him. The police arrive at the house. We find that Fred survived and he was sent to the hospital. Rachel and Kyle leave to go see Fred. Along the way, a car cuts across for Rachel and she almost honks her horn at the driver and doesn't do it. The movie ends with Kyle saying, "Good choice," and Rachel driving away. And that's how to beat Tom Cooper in Unhinged. Do you have any better strategies or methods? If so, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of Unhinged? I personally thought it was decent. Russell Crowe's performance was pretty good, and overall the movie was quite tense and thrilling. Which movie should I do next? Leave a suggestion. Be sure to also check out some of the other videos on this channel. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.